Hello. Welcome back. I've been here every day. I don't know where you've been. So today I've been thinking about doing this video and trying to decide, do I make it one of the coffee talk videos or this? I'm pulling out one topic and just make it on this shave video. And I think for the first time ever in Nurse Day Shaving World history, I'm going to link the video, somebody else, down in the description of this video because I loved it so much. So if you follow along, you'll know one of my reoccurring themes is people that just decide that they're going to believe something without any rhyme or reason. Another one's coffee. How do those two, using the Camisori with a feather pro guard blade in it, how do those two relate to each other? I'm going to tell you, because there was an excellent video with an excellent lesson that gets out past the, I assume people that don't want to hear opposing viewpoints and stuff, aren't going to watch other science videos that are just like, here, let me explain why you need to use some common sense. But this is a coffee video. So maybe it's going to capture, by mistake, another audience, which I think is awesome. And what I love is, and I don't watch these guys, so I've never seen them. But apparently there's a TikTok doctor who just, he's super healthy, super in shape, so good for him. But then it seems, again, haven't watched it, seems as though he's trying to cash in on that, right? Make money off of like, hey, join my whatever, and I'll tell you, you can do the same thing, right? Here's my rules to follow and all that stuff. And one of them had to do with don't drink coffee. Go watch the video in the link go watch it now. Pause this, go watch it now, because then we'll be on the same page. Using Amy St. Bart's today. But anyway, he one of his morning routines that he says leads to a better health or what have you is you don't drink coffee right away. And then he goes on to explain, and the whole purpose being is that his theory is chemically what happens in your body, if you drink it right away, leads to a afternoon slump. So if you wait, I forget how long so this is like 90 minutes, something like that, you won't have the afternoon slump. And again, explains chemically why that is true. And it's a kind of a bummer, and it's kind of, so anyway, the coffee guy, heard about this somehow and kind of thought, this doesn't make an awful lot of sense. Let me do an actual experiment with more than one person with different variables using statistical analysis, and then we'll post our results, right? So we're going in with no assumptions, and we'll see what the data tells us, right? Not what one dude says. And you again, watch the video, but it's end result is a bunch of hooey, right? It's not what his group of 5 people, again, a small number, experienced. But that's not even kind of the main point. What I kind of loved is his explanation or other theories. Again, he's not a medical researcher. He's not going to go follow up on every single one of these threads and stuff like that. And people did point out deep in the weeds of statistical analysis, how his analysis could have been better, or he didn't explain all the variables or this or that. But still, I think just in general, his thought process and the idea of going about let's do an experiment and not just take one dude's explanation as gospel is awesome, right? That's it. You should question. You should question, especially if it sounds just a little like, that hasn't been my experience. Or a big one for me is, people have been studying stuff for hundreds and hundreds of years. And so how likely is it that one person just happened to discover whatever and nobody else has? And if it's actually very helpful, people want to feel better. People want to be healed, whatever. So if it actually works, wouldn't have a spread anyway. But we do, but we do discover new things all the time. So maybe so, but it just proves the point. That social media should not be a venue for, I was going to say knowledge. It's tough because you can learn a lot, right? You can learn how to fix a deck or this or that. But I guess there's always caveats, right? You might know how to learn how to fix or build a deck, but it might not be to code. It might not have taught it in a safe way or an easy way or cost-effective way. Anyway, that's beside the point. And so anyway, the doctor actually responded to the coffee guy's video and said, no, you got me all wrong. I didn't say everybody should. I said people that experience such and such and such should, or it applies to them. And hey, again, coffee guy, wanting to be factual about everything and all that stuff and not just be like, no, you didn't, blah, blah. He said, hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for responding. Here's some questions for you. And may I point out, in your video at this point, you just made a blanket statement. You did not say for this person or maybe or anything. You just voiced it as though it applies to everybody. And you're out there on social media to thousands of people stating it that way. No response. No response at all. So it's kind of a bummer that, I was saying you can't just go for knowledge to social media. Maybe scientific knowledge, I don't know, facts that you want to double check somewhere else. And it sucks. It's not easy, right? It's, here you got what we assume is an actual doctor. I never watched the guy. Telling you chemically, with chemicals you probably never even heard of inside your body, what's happening. So it certainly sounds very factual and coming from a place of knowledge and stuff like that, right? But I don't know. I know not as we discussed, not everybody is learned or cares about putting that much. They just want to tell me. This guy told me, so now it makes sense, and that's what I'm going to do. But besides there's lemon, there's very few things that are universally true when it comes to people and their bodies and how they react. Bodies are different. I think the best point made by Coffee Guy is that the outcome, which in this case would be feeling restful, feeling energized, is a very complex process with many variables. So saying that one thing results in that outcome, that shouldn't make sense to most people, right? That how much you sleep would influence that, which he addresses. How tolerant you are to caffeine, what you're used to, would influence that, right? There's a lot of, plus who knows, what other chemical processes, medical processes you have going on in your body that could influence you being tired in the afternoon, right? I'm sure how much sugar you ate, right? Could influence. If you start your morning with 5 stacks of pancakes smothered in syrup, again, I'm not a nutritionist, but until proven otherwise, common sense would tell me you get a spike in your blood sugars and then you're going to drop down and you're going to feel tired, right? Would that, if I did that every morning and I drink coffee every morning, would you say, oh, it's because you drink coffee first thing that you get tired in the afternoon because this doctor said so? I say. 2-in-1, kapah! This moment of papa brought to you by Hombre's Barbershop, the sweetest smelling barbershop in Tucson. Anyway, I just thought it was great because it was not another doctor. It's just like somebody who knew about the product he was talking about. Like, that doesn't make sense. So that's what I always, it's the gospel according to Nurse Dave. First of all, blanket statements when it comes to this is how it affects the human body. First of all, maybe it affects everybody that way. Maybe it doesn't affect everybody that way. But some things, if you cut your arm off, everybody's going to bleed from there, right? But does that, what they're saying, is that the only thing that influences what they're talking about, right? Or is it a cure-all? Is it something that, the one I keep coming back to is these detoxifying things. That implies we're walking around with toxins. If you need to be detoxed, that would imply your body is not removing enough toxins on its own on a regular basis that they're building up, right? Otherwise, they couldn't build up. So they, in theory, should keep building up if you need help getting rid of them. So first of all, you would die at some point, right? If the toxins in your body keep building up, why don't you die? And so that's all this. So you take whatever it is to detoxify your body. What happens to all the people that don't take that? Right? Why aren't we exploding with talk? That just doesn't make... Anyway, go watch the guy's video. I love him anyway. It's good. If you're into coffee and you don't want science stuff, well, you would have turned off this video by now anyway. Go watch his coffee videos. Love his comparisons. Love his reviews. Fun guy to watch anyway. Catch you on the forums.